Hello.
We're good. Very much. And see you in Amsterdam probably.
Yeah, we will see
well.
each other now. Huh? Let's go for in this real adventure.
Exactly. Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Chris and today I'm going to be looking at the Irish Eurosong, which is happening next Friday, 7th of February. I have zero clue how this happened. I have tickets, I'm going to be there on the night, and I have some views on the songs. Some are in line with the majority, some are not. So I'm going to talk one by one through the songs as I have them in front of me alphabetically. I think the running order is out, but I haven't got it in front of me, so I don't know who is playing or performing when. The votes are going to be divided into 3 sections, so it's a third of the votes from the public, a third from Irish jury, and a third from an international jury. We have 6 participants, and they are, in no particular order, Adgy from Donegal in Ireland, Bobbi Arlo, living in Dublin, but originally from Cork, I think. Emmy, Norwegian. There is an Irish connection with this song. I'll get back to that. Niyl from Limerick, just south of, it's south of Dublin and west of Dublin somewhere. My geography of Ireland is not that great. Reylta, who is from Galway, and we had Samantha Mumba, the big star of the 90s and 2000s. She lives in LA. So interesting artists to talk about. One thing I wanted to start off first with the contest itself. There's so much variety in the choice of artists to send for Ireland this year. I have no idea who will go through. I know who the favourite is. I don't know who'll go through because the Late Show setup, the stage, etc., it doesn't always suit the favourite of the songs. So last year, the favourite was Ailse with her Irish language kind of Celtic song called Gutubin. But it didn't come together on stage and Ailse didn't win. Also last year, I was very much on the Bambi Thug train from the very beginning, even before we saw the lives. And Bambi ended up winning because they were able to make the most out of that stage. And then to scale it up for Eurovision, you'll remember that before the Eurovision week, hardly anyone was talking about Bambi as a serious contender. And look what happened. There are maybe 1 or 2 potential artists in this lineup that I think could have that similar effect. So let's go through them one by one. The songs and the artists. I'll try and keep it very brief and give a sum up thought at the end of what I think would be the best approach for Ireland this year. So Adgy. Adgy's coming back for the second time to Eurosong in Ireland. He performed in 2023. He was a favourite in 2023, but that small stage in the Late Show, it didn't work. It didn't come together. The performance lacked, and so it didn't get the votes it needed and didn't win. And we ended up sending Wild Youth. So Adgy's back, the only returnee.
In all the excitement, I did not talk about the song in this first part. I talk about it later. Adgy has so much talent. This song sounds more suited to his vocal range. It sounds more authentic. I really enjoy the song. Do I think it's going to be a good choice for Eurovision? I'm on the fence. I need to see the live show, as with all of them. And I feel like it takes a long time to build up to get to that climax stage. We saw what happened with Musti last year, and I worry that something similar could happen with Adgy if he is to represent Ireland in Basel. So The song itself is beautiful with the Celtic vibes, his sister on the violin, the instrumentals. I could have it on a playlist all day. I love it, but is it the right choice for Eurovision? I'm not sure.
Following up after, this is not the running order, as I said, this is just me reading alphabetically off the screen. Bobbi Arlo. This is a very unique sound. I find myself this year making a lot of Sylvester Belt comparisons, but this is a sound that I think that fans of Sylvester Belt, Luke Black, even Bambi, they will get into this and they will really enjoy it. It is a fan favorite. It currently is the favorite to win. Personally, I love it. I love Luke Black's song. I love Bambi's song. I really, really enjoy it. I feel like it needs a bit of a revamp at the end, just to give it a bit of a punch further. If it goes and it wants to kind of break into that top 10 again for Ireland in Eurovision. Next up, we have Emmy. Emmy is Norwegian, singing Laika Party. The song is about the Soviet dog that was sent into space to see if it could survive, which unfortunately it didn't. But this is an imagination song about, Laika the dog surviving in outer space and having a big party there. It reminds me a lot of My AI from Melody Grand Prix in Norway last year. It's going to have its lovers and its detractors. I don't particularly like this song. I like the message. I think the vocals are great. We'll see live again. So let's see what happens with this. It seems to be quite popular. And if it's sent, great. The Irish connection that I mentioned. The songwriter is Irish. That is where it comes from. And that's why Emmy, as a Norwegian singer, is participating for Ireland, because the song was written by an Irish songwriter. So that's why we have a Norwegian in the Irish national selection. Moving from Emmy, we have Niyl with Growth. This song is flying way under the radar at the minute. It's got pretty good ratings. It's not top of anyone's ratings. It's bottom on the Eurovision scoreboard, I believe, at the minute. These are Euro fans. But this song to me is just, it's something special. And I really hope that we can see a live that brings this to life, because it's the visualization song. I don't think a radio cut is going to be the thing that gets this through. It's going to be what Niyl can bring on stage. We know he can sing. Just go check his Instagram. He can sing. This song builds, adding layers. The vocals can be a bit repetitive. That can be revamped slightly. But at the same time, this is just building up layers and layers of different instruments behind it. A bit like a kind of a Celtic trance. It's got a lot of Irish kind of rhythms, harking back to history of like dancing around bonfires, etc. And so I have very, very high hopes for this. This, out of all of the songs that we're going to talk about, this is the one that I think people should start paying attention to. Let's see what happens next week live. Nobody knows, but people should watch out for this one. After Niyl, on my list is Reylta with the song Fire.
Jumping in, sink or swim, don't wanna. Amber, ember, closer, alert, warmer, faster, slow,
This is a song that seems to be gaining a lot of traction, particularly outside Ireland, because people seem to feel like it is what they want to hear from Ireland. I like the song. I have nothing against it. I feel the chorus lets it down. I think there should be more in that chorus that just elevates it to that level where it needs to, challenge in a Eurovision scenario. But the traditional elements are great. It's a kind of a folksy song with, again, Celtic vibes in it, some kind of pagan vibes, and a modernization twist to it with some of the lyrics. Very talented artist, Reylta. Let's see how that goes live. I fear the chorus, or lack of it, building more will perhaps let it down in the end. Finally, we have Samantha Mumba, the big star, with My Way. Look, this song is fine. I feel like it tries to do too much. It's disjointed. Again, that's the radio edit, so we have to see what happens on stage, and we know Samantha Mumba can perform, so could be surprising, but the song itself sounds so disjointed that I don't know if it's going to be able to overcome that in the studio. So I don't think Samantha Mumba is going to be the one to shock us on Friday the 7th. So those are the 6 songs and artists we have representing Ireland in Eurosong. One of them will go to Basel. And now let's talk about my personal ranking, and I'll talk a little bit about where I think we have potential to branch out and do even better than what's there already, like Bambi did. Like all of these need elevations of some kind to do well in Eurovision. Some of them can qualify straight away as are, but they all need elevation to jump those heights into the top 10 if that's what Ireland wants to start doing again. So I'll start from my least favorite personally. My least favorite is Samantha Mumba's song. Again, because of the fact that it's quite disjointed. And I love Samantha Mumba. It's just the song. It's not for me in this selection, because it actually is a pretty good selection. After Samantha Mumba, in 5th place, I would have Emmy with Laika Party. Those that have been following me know that this type of music is not my thing. It's not my sound. I don't enjoy this unless I'm, out dancing and this comes on. I'm, happy to dance to it, but it wouldn't go on one of my playlists. It's just not my style of music. But that the song still could do well. People could really enjoy it, and I think a lot of people will. I'm just not one of those people. In 4th place, Reylta from Galway with Fire. I The lack of chorus really puts me off. Otherwise, this would be challenging up near the top. But it's the fact that the chorus is just fire, the word, and some instrumentation behind it. I need something more than that. Some of the verses are great. The lyrics are fantastic. And I think if that chorus was better, this would be a lot higher up my ranking. But still, fourth is not bad. I really enjoy the song, and I would listen to it on a playlist. Let's see what happens live. Then, third, Adgy, Running Into the Night. This has a lot of traditional Celtic elements to it. It's got the fiddle, which his sister is playing. There's a lot of earthy vibes, kind of elemental sounds there, which I understand are going to be present on the stage. Adgy has done Eurosong before, so knows the limitations of that stage. So he could surprise. The song, my criticism of it is that the song takes a little bit long to get going, and the key change comes a little bit too late. Because the chorus doesn't sound enough like a chorus. I think it will get lost in a Eurovision scenario. But I still personally really enjoy that song. Number 2 for me. So we have 2 left. We have Bobbi Arlo with Powerplay, and we have Niyl with Growth. Number 2 for me is Bobbi Arlo. I love this song. I can have it on repeat. I can listen to it constantly. I think it would be a fantastic song to represent Ireland in Eurovision. It will fit neatly with this new Ireland projection that Bambi has begun from last year. And I think everyone should be hoping that Bobbi is able to make the most of the stage in the Late Late. We know that she has a great vision for an artistic vision and also visualization of how the staging could be both on the Late Late and in Basel. So I would not at all be disappointed if this is selected to represent Ireland. I think it's a great choice and showcases modern Ireland to the world. We are not what people think we are. In Ireland, in terms of music. There's such a variety. Bobbi also a very proud member of the queer community, more advocacy there that will come through. Great. And I really enjoy that song. So best of luck to Bobbi Arlo. Finally, number 1 for me, and I'm obviously an outlier on this, is Niyl with Growth. Another advocate for queer awareness. The song itself, even the radio edit kind of puts me in this frame of mind. I can visualize just Irish scenery, like Halloween style night with bonfires, or winter night bonfires, people out, dancing around, having a great time. And meeting people and just joining in with strangers. This is the vibe that it gives me, and that is a quintessential part of Irish life. Nobody is excluded. Everyone is part of whatever they want to be part of. And if you're alone, you're not going to be alone for too long, because people will make you join them. This song gives me those feelings. And yes, the lyrics can be repetitive, but it's that background elevation each time as the verses continue. I think there are 3 or 4 different change-ups in the song. So keep an eye on this, because I think if done right on the Late Late Show stage, we know Niyl has a great voice. If he can stage it incredibly well and bring a vision together that people can see what those of us that listen to it and like it and hear it visualize, if they can also see that through the staging, I think this can win. I think that this can win the Irish selection. So let's see. This is my tip for this year is do not sleep on Niyl. Do not sleep on this song. There is a lot of potential there, which you cannot hear in a radio edit version alone. Bobbi Arlo, very much a radio edit song. It'll be interesting to see how she's able to bring that into a live performance. I have some concerns there. And I hope I'm wrong because she's wonderful as well. I would be happy with either of those two going to Basel, whether it be Bobbi, whether it be Niyl. Amazing representatives of Ireland, keeps that continuation of this new Ireland while preserving that those aspects of our culture that made us who we are today. And so best of luck to both of those. And of course to the other contestants. I'm not saying I don't like any of the other songs or I don't want them to go. I'm thinking of Eurovision now, what could create a stir. And I think those two can create a stir and they can do well, very well. So those are my thoughts for Eurosong 2025. I will be there. I'll see how it is live. Fingers crossed that everyone can make the most out of what they're given on that stage. Everyone has the same access. So let's see what happens. And yeah, you asked me to bet now. As I say, not a betting man until we get to see things live, and we haven't seen any of these live. Bobbi Arlo is a clear favourite among Euro fans. I would say keep an eye out on Emmy. We don't know who the demographics of those who vote in the public. Public is only 33%, of course. So Emmy, keep an eye out for. Niyl, keep an eye out for. Even Reylta, because I feel like the international jury may go for Reylta. The Irish jury, I think you're looking at Bobbi Arlo or Niyl. And the public voting, who knows? So let's see. I think we can count out most likely Samantha Mumba unless something magical happens, because that song needs a lot of work. And Adgy, I just think it's a fantastic song. I just don't think it's for Eurovision. But I hope he can prove me wrong. I mean, we have such a strong selection this year. Thank you, Bambi. Thank you. And also thank you to Michael Keeley, the head of delegation, who has been pushing and trying to shake up the system for a number of years. Also to all of those fans from Ireland that are pushing for more awareness of the Irish selection, etc., including the Eurovision podcast. Eurovision Tom is Irish, but he doesn't focus on Ireland specifically. And anyone that's trying to bring more awareness to Eurovision in Ireland so that people see it for what it has become and not what it was in the 2000s and early 2010s. So that's all I have to say on Ireland. I will fill you in briefly after the show and we know the winner and we see what happens. But for now, thanks for tuning in. I'm laying my cards on the table and wishing for the best for Niyl and Bobbi Arlo as potential representatives, but for all artists to realise the full potential that they can in Dublin next Friday, the 7th. Thanks again for tuning in. Peace, love, and big hugs to everyone out there, and looking forward to seeing you all again soon when it will be reacting to actual songs that are going to Basel. The ones that are selected. That's coming up next. Big hugs. Bye from London.